Morning, beloved. Peace be with you. For the first readings now, for a little bit, we'll have kind of step through this book of Sirach. Sirach is one of the wisdom literature books. It's always good to remember wisdom literature for Jews and Christians is all about how to live life well in right relationship with God. How to live life well in right relationship with God. So, secular wisdom literature and secular wisdom sayings will all be about how to live life well. But when you talk about Jewish or Christian wisdom literature, it includes how to live life well in a right relationship with God. Today we have chapter 2 of Sirach. And he says, "When you come to serve the Lord, stand in justice and fear and prepare yourself for trials." Now, the word trials there does not mean get ready for hard times to come. That's actually not what that word means. It's maybe a better translation there would be prepare yourself. Now you want to come and serve the Lord? Okay, get ready for some disciplined training. Disciplined training. Because you have to train to serve the Lord. If you sign up for the military, don't you have to train so you can serve in the military? And isn't that training full of discipline? Not discipline like punishment, but discipline. You get your act together. Everything gets disciplined in your life. Your mentality gets disciplined. The way you speak gets disciplined. Especially the way you speak to officers and people who have a higher rank than you. And your whole schedule gets disciplined, doesn't it? You have to wake up at a certain time, and now you have a certain regimen. You've got to do actual physical training and intellectual, mental training in classroom, and you've got to do a certain amount of work every day. And you actually have to go through, you grow in emotional intelligence. You get trained, and that is disciplining you. You're disciplining yourself so that you stay steady and consistent so that you look like what they want you to look like when they're done with your training. You could say if you sign up for a personal trainer on January 1st, get ready for some disciplined training. That's what the trainer's going to do, right? So when you come to serve the Lord, well, guess what? He's got to train you and get you disciplined so you know how to serve him. That's what it's talking about here. So, and then he goes on to basically give us a long list of things that we need to be disciplined and trained into. Training for mentality, training for actions, training for how we react to different situations in life. And that's how you look at all the rest of this scripture today. One thing we can just focus on, because, if we had an hour, we could go into all of it. But if we just pick one, we'll pick the one that's maybe being repeated the most. And that would be the fear of the Lord. Right away he says, when you come to serve the Lord, stand. Stand. Like almost, I'm not moving, I'm stubborn here. I'm standing strong in justice, which means doing whatever is necessary to restore right relationships, and fear. Doesn't mean you stand there trembling, I'm so afraid, I might get lightning strike me any moment. That's not what the word fear means. It means you're standing there in reverence. There's a strong respect for what God is doing. There's a little litany here. You who fear the Lord, wait for his mercy. You who fear the Lord, trust him. You who fear the Lord, hope for good things. You who fear the Lord, love him. See, remember, anytime we're reading the scriptures and there's repetition, that should be the very first thing that stands out to us. We should stop right away. Okay, why are they repeating that? You who fear the Lord, you who fear the Lord, you who fear the Lord. The fear of the Lord, again, is not being afraid of the Lord, as if he's going to smack you, spank you, strike you with lightning. The fear of the Lord means you just don't, you're afraid to do anything without him. You don't want to do anything without him. And so you're careful, you're concerned. You make sure you're making decisions with him. You're walking with him every day. You're not planning without him. You're seeking what is the way that he has blessed, because I want to walk in that way. People who don't fear the Lord, they make their own plans, and then they ask God to bless their plans afterwards. They didn't even involve God in their plan making. They do their own thing. They're making their own plans. They've got their own goals. Oh, God, can you please bless me? Oh, Father, please bless me. I'm doing this. Bless me. I'm doing that. Bless me. I'm doing this. But the question really is, okay, what is the way of life that God has already blessed? He's already laid it out as a blessed way. Didn't Jesus call it the straight and narrow way? Getting on board with God's plans and God's way, it's already blessed. And walking in that way, that's the fear of the Lord. I want to walk in your way, Lord, even if it means I have to change. Well, a good example for us from the scriptures is actually way back here in the Old Testament with Moses. Remember when he's leading the Israelites through the desert wilderness, and there's wandering, and they're on their way to the promised land. And there's a moment there, I think it's around Exodus 32, 33, 34, when Moses is really seeking God's face. He says, let me see your face. He's seeking deeper intimacy with God. And in fact, he ends up saying, show me your face and make sure that you go with us on this journey. Don't make us go without you. Don't ask us to go without you, even if you send your angel. We don't want your angel. We want you. Don't ask us to go without you. If you won't go with us, then we won't go. But if you'll go with us, we'll go. You lead and we'll follow. That's fear of the Lord. Lord, which way you want me to go today? I want to go your way. I've got this schedule. I've got my agenda. It's all laid out. But if you want to interrupt any of this, please do, because I want to be with you. I want to see your face throughout the day. I want to walk with you. If you're not moving, here's my agenda and my calendar, my little Google calendar for the day. But if you're not going, if this is not your calendar, change me. Change it. Change it. I want to go with your Google calendar today. So this is the attitude. The fear of the Lord is an attitude. This is the attitude that the author is speaking about. How we can live life well in a right relationship with God, not wanting to do anything without him. Spouses should have good practice with this, because spouses, anytime somebody says, hey, you want to go do this? You say, yeah, let me just check with my spouse. Let me check with my husband. Let me check with my wife. Why? Because you don't want to do that without them. You want to do it with them. That's your spouse. Yeah, let me check with them. The same thing with God. The scriptures say he's the lover of our soul, or the spouse of our soul. Okay, yeah, let me just check with God, because I don't want to do anything without him. I want to go with him. I want to go where he's going. And if he's not going to be there, I don't want to go there. Even if my best friend's there. If God's not there, I don't want to be there. So this is the attitude we want to grow into. And as we reflect today, how is your fear of the Lord? How is your attitude of not wanting to do anything without him, but wanting to make all your plans and entrust them to him, so he will make your path straight, and so that all day long you're walking in his blessings. Instead of walking around all day long asking him to bless you, you already know you're walking in the blessing because he's with you.